Top 3 musicians who hated Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger stands out as a legendary figure in rock history, famously known as the frontman of the Rolling Stones. He played a significant role in transforming the band into one of the best-selling and longest-lasting rock acts ever. Together with the Rolling Stones, Jagger helped reshape the rock music landscape with their energetic performances, rebellious image, and often provocative lyrics, paving the way for a more genuine and daring musical style. Even after decades in the industry, Jagger's talent for reinvention and cultural relevance showcases his profound influence. Regardless of opinions on him, his impact on music and pop culture is irrefutable, and the controversies surrounding him may have contributed to his greatness. Jagger's vibrant stage presence, captivating dance moves, and undeniable charisma have set a high standard for what it means to be a frontman, creating a model for future rock stars. However, some prominent musicians have openly expressed their dislike for Jagger, critiquing his flamboyant persona and rise to fame. Here are 3 musicians who hated Mick Jagger the most. Ginger Baker. The late great Ginger Baker is considered one of the greatest rock drummers of all time. Ginger Baker had a notorious disdain for many things in life, and the Rolling Stones were no exception, especially Mick Jagger. Baker was notably frustrated by jamming with Jagger, recalling, "I was playing with Corner, and Mick was always around with Brian Jones. They'd often ask me to join them. I got on with Brian, but I hated Mick. He was an effeminate little kid with zero talent, which is where he's still at now. I eventually told him, for God's sake, get yourself a drummer." In an interview with Rolling Stone, Baker explained why he wouldn't attend a Rolling Stones concert, claiming, "They're not good musicians. The only decent musician in the band is Charlie Watts, by far." Baker's critique was relentless. "I have always hated the Stones. Mick Jagger is a musical moron, though a savvy businessman. Most of them are utterly clueless." Regarding their songwriting, he believed they lacked the technical skill to produce anything meaningful, leading them to be seen as Paul McCartney said, merely a blues cover band. Keith Richards. Richards and Jagger have collaborated for over 60 years as the Glimmer Twins, co-writing many classic rock hits. Nonetheless, their relationship has been tumultuous behind the scenes. Richards has frequently criticized Jagger publicly, notably in his autobiography, Life. Richards didn't hold back, describing Jagger as unbearable and accusing him of having an inflated ego. Richards remarked on Jagger's solo endeavors, suggesting, "He really went off the rails. That's when I thought Mick lost touch with reality. I remember throwing insults like Disco Boy and Jagger's little jerk-off band, and maybe he should join Aerosmith." John Lennon. John Lennon had his own grievances with Mick Jagger, particularly in the late 60s and early 70s when tensions were high as the Beatles disbanded and the Rolling Stones gained prominence. Lennon took several shots at Jagger during this period. He dismissed Jagger as a joke and accused him of imitating the Beatles' style, especially when the Stones dabbled in new musical directions. Lennon expressed mixed feelings about Jagger's performances, stating, "I like honky-tonk women, but I think Mick's a joke with all that dancing, I always did." Lennon elaborated on the tensions exacerbated by their shared manager, Alan Klein, saying, "I think Mick got jealous. I've always respected Mick and the Stones, but he made many snide remarks about the Beatles, which hurt me. I can criticize the Beatles, but he shouldn't." Furthermore, Lennon claimed that Jagger's career was filled with imitation, arguing, 6 weeks after we released something, the Stones would copy it. Mick's clearly bothered that the Beatles overshadowed him, and he can't seem to shake it off. Even his second album was something we essentially wrote for him. What do you think? Is Mick Jagger one of rock's greatest frontmen, or did some of these musicians have a point in their criticism? Let us know in the comments below.